I was also vibing.
That was a vibe.
All right. Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, to Storytellers Hearth Weekend Relay Sprint number 8. We hope you're doing well. If you have just woken up to start your writing day, or you've been writing all night, or you're in an entirely different time zone, welcome. I am super sleep deprived. It's 5 a.m. here on the Eastern Coast, and no guarantees that anything that comes out of my mouth tonight will be coherent, or this morning. See, I'm already off on the wrong track.
So business as usual.
Business as usual. Hi, if you don't know me, my name is Anna Robbins. I'm a fantasy writer who sometimes makes videos, and these are my lovely co-hosts. Shall we do some intros?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Malin. I try a lot, but I don't always succeed. I make mostly videos, maybe once a month at the moment, and I write anything to do with magic and murder. At the moment, it's in space, but it still has some magic and a lot of murder. So there you go.
Excellent. I'm Violet. I have a channel, Writing Violet. I sprint weekly on Mondays at 9 a.m. EST with the Three Nuts, which will be hosted on my channel tomorrow. So if you're interested in Monday morning / afternoon, if you're a CET girly like me,
It's a
you
great
can
time.
catch me there. I also run the Nostalgia Train Book Club, as I've added to my banner. We read all the biggest YA and middle grade mega hits of the past and discuss them. This month, we're reading Animorphs. It's a super short read, totally fun, campy, quirky fun. Totally recommend it. You can. Animorphs. The live show will be the 30th of June. So,
Such a throwback book.
I just can't help but think of the covers.
iconic.
I love the covers though.
I'm so excited. The last,
If you did a little flipping of the pages, you got a little symbol down in the
Yes!
corner.
Oh, I
that
forgot
morphed.
about that.
I like that. It was a good time. I think I got through like at least 200 of those books, and then I just fell off.
I think I maybe read 6, but
Yeah,
still.
it's a lot of books. I did not have the
I
patience
read
for that.
most of them, if I remember right.
This always happens every time I mention the book club. It always like starts a tangent between people and their nostalgia.
Well,
And Malin is
often
just like, yes.
it's
yes,
often books
yes.
I haven't read because they're not my childhood, because I would have read like French books in my childhood. But Animorphs we did have, so I do remember that one.
Animorphs was global.
Yeah, it was global. Sorry?
Was it not in French, Animorphs?
It was translated in French, yeah, but not everything
Okay.
got translated and then marketed.
Because I read them in Norwegian. I just remember
Yeah.
having the crush on the bird boy.
Yeah,
That's my childhood.
Same.
Tobias.
I forget his name,
Yeah, I
but
think
he was
it's
a bird and he
Tobias.
couldn't get back.
Yes, that traumatized me.
Me too. I was like, I am too young for this. I am 6 years old.
Or the aliens going through your ear canal. Oh my gosh, that was traumatizing.
Now that I was fine with, but the hot guy being stuck as a non-hot guy, that traumatized me. The aliens, I was fine with.
And then I think he was slowly starting to be like, oh, I love being a bird. And I was like, this is so scary. I don't like this.
Yeah. I guess it's me maybe now.
Yeah, go for it, Steve, before
Yeah,
we...
my name is Stig. I'm a professional hot mess. Currently more messy than professional. But we're getting back into it. Hopefully July will be my month.
It will.
I'm rooting for you.
So, thank you. I am also rooting for me. That's very kind of you, Anna. So Q3 will be my quarter. That's what I've decided. I'm manifesting it.
Nice.
Oh, what?
Oh.
Oh my.
Sorry about that.
Just some cheering for your Q3, that's all.
Yeah, he was very excited for my Q3. Thank you.
We have some friends in the chat, so I'll just say hello to everybody. Hi, Kiko. Hi, Madison. Hi, Marta and Lisa. It is a short timer. I need to make a longer one. I barely have enough time to press the go live button.
Oh, and with your internet, you're living on the edge.
Dude, for real. It's a real, makes my heart race. Oh wow, literally saw the number 1 and then you started. Oops.
I think it was Michael who said in one of his streams, he explained you have to create more time where nothing happens because of the delay with StreamYard in your intros. And so when it starts
Oh.
playing, it actually starts playing at the number you want it to, because otherwise it just, I imagine that's what people say.
Well, joke's
Yeah.
on me. The intro was
I
not
think I
introing.
usually do like 6 to 9 seconds of just dead air
Mm,
because that's what it takes for StreamYard to load up. And then the viewers usually also have a slight delay on YouTube
yeah.
on top
I'm
of
learning.
that.
I'm learning new things today.
No, I had that issue with the Chaos Queens intro where I had like da 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 the Chaos Queens, and then it went to Crystal. But the thing is, every time it played, it always opened on Crystal. Like you never saw the beginning intro where it says the Chaos Queens.
It's just Crystal.
Crystal.
Just wanted to say, hey, should be off to sleep soon. Oh my gosh, you should be off to sleep soon.
What time is it for Sam, though?
I think it's 4 a.m. for Sam.
Oh, God. Go to sleep.
That's her midday. She's fine. Don't worry about it.
My goodness. Props to everyone who actually stays awake and takes the 24-hour challenge. Oh my gosh. Yes, if anyone here stayed up overnight and did the relay all the way through, please let us know so we can applaud you.
I'm too old for that now.
I did it the first or second
Did
when it
you?
was the dubba, and it was only 24 hours of streaming, because now I think it's longer, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's like
when
36.
it was only 24 hours. Yeah, I stayed up for all 24.
Yeah, I just couldn't, because then I'd just be a nightmare to everyone around me. And so
The secret is to already be a nightmare for everyone around you.
that's
Malin.
true. And then they're like, no
Yeah.
difference. I don't get it.
Yeah, they're like, also live alone, and also don't see people unless you have to, unless you're contractually obliged.
You're all awesome.
He says 23% through her Q2 goals. Very good.
Slay.
Nice.
I feel personally insulted that Violet mentioned the 3 nuts, but not the Chaos Queens in her
Just because
intro.
we don't have any Chaos streams planned, and I'm hosting the Nuts tomorrow, so I wanted to promote it because it's on my channel tomorrow.
Yeah, Marta, get a Chaos Queen stream planned.
I need it. Get it on the books. It's Animorph book covers, though. Yes. Yeah, the last stream I was on with Violet, we like hung out backstage trying to morph ourselves into an animal with the online generator. And it was kind of cursed.
Oh my God.
Oh, thank you.
I'm always mystified by who Cool Gamer is, and I'm hoping one day we'll have, like, I don't know, a face reveal, or because
Mhm.
Cool Gamer is there in every stream, and it's always like, you guys are awesome, I love this, hello, and it's just you're a great cheerleader. Tell us more about you.
Yeah,
We know
name
it's just
reveal.
Cool Gamer. What if it was someone we knew all along in the Discord? Am I the
We'll
only
see.
one?
No, I tried to prompt it because for the 3 nuts we did a flag ranking. So everybody who came in, I was like, "Oh, what's your flag?" Because I'll, add it represented. Like if Stig came in, I would have had the Norwegian flag to the tier ranking list. So I was like, "Do you have a flag that you want represented?" But they didn't give me anything.
It's all right. I respect the air of mystery. I respect it.
Always leave them wanting more.
All right. You still have half of June left. Plenty of time to make it your half month now. No need to wait for July.
Marta? No, that's not how it
June
works.
is too busy. Yeah, too busy. So
At
I
some
know I'm not
point, you
going to
have
get
to
any.
start fresh at the first of the month, and then if you fail and it's the second, you go like, okay, next month is my month.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
need the new month energy to do anything.
There's only like a couple of ways you can start. Either you can start on a Monday, you can start on the first day of a quarter, or you can start on the first day of the year. That's all there is. If you miss any of those, you have to wait for the next one, and that's just the
Over.
rules. Yeah,
And it's just not your year.
and it's just not my year, so I gotta wait until next New Year's. So
2024, let's go.
it could be me, but it is what it is.
All right. Well, we said hello to everybody, so I think I'll go ahead and pull up our first sprint. We're going to do
All right.
30 minutes.
Oh,
Because believe it or not, we're not here to discuss Animorphs. I know.
What?
I don't believe it.
Shocking.
Crushing. Absolutely crushing. Let me just get my screen pulled up here. And we're going to start with a 30-minute pride timer.
Happy June.
All right, good luck, everybody. All right, that's the end of our first sprint, everybody. Lovely timer as always.
I like the goodbye.
Goodbye. How did we do?
Good. I got 238 words, so I'm happy with that. It's not a huge amount, but it's a good start, and it's my first words of the day. So I feel like I usually always take a little bit longer to reread my last chapters. And in this case, I was researching a potential name of a brothel because they're on a pirate haven station in space, and I needed
Oh my
something.
gosh.
Like they're gonna have to go into a sex bot house, if that makes sense.
Ooh.
I was like, what would be a good name for one?
Oh my gosh.
That's
Did
like
you come
10
up with
minutes.
anything?
Well, I wanted to do something like one of the old, really well-known ones in England, so I decided to call it the Cardinal's Hat, which used to be one of the famous ones in Southwark, in Henry VIII and all that time. So
Wow, that's cool.
So that's what I'm gonna call it.
Oh, that sounds so cool.
Yeah.
That took me more time than writing.
Yeah, but those little details, I mean, is what like brings
It
it
counts.
to life.
Yeah.
I didn't do any writing, but because I had a 5K day yesterday, so I was like giving myself a break.
Ice Queen.
But I did read over what I wrote yesterday because when I went to bed, I was thinking like, okay, I had a big word count, but it was a pile of crap. But when I read over it today, I was like, this is doable. I can fix this. This is better than I thought. So,
Yeah.
But when you like think of your work as just pure trash, anything, I mean, like,
But sometimes that's what's in your head, because I thought that way about like my previous book. I wrote so much of it during write-a-thons and things like that I was like, surely I was just scrambling up to get more words in, so it has to be crap. And then I reread it, and I was like, it's salvageable. There's good stuff there.
yeah, I see my main problem with the draft just as a whole is that like I'll explain things like 2 or 3 times and be like, hey, you forgot that you already explained that. You don't need to state it again and again and again. I know it's YA and they sometimes overly explain, but it was excessive, some of the stuff.
Yeah.
And I just did reading. Well, I wrote 100 words, but I'm also sick, so I just like, I can't brain today.
Oh,
So I just
sorry.
reading instead. It's not your fault, Anna, but thank you.
What are you reading, Steve?
Unless it is.
What are you reading?
I cursed
I
you.
am reading a bunch of novels from some of my best friends, including The Art of Summoning a Demon. So I'm trying to get on top of it because I'm a little behind because June has been busy. So I'm trying to get on top of it. I'm reading currently 3 different books.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
You're such a good friend, Stig.
You are.
I am late on deadlines with every one of them, so I'm not that great.
You're still reading though. You could have been like, I'm late now, bye.
That's fair, but no, I don't know.
I appreciate it
yeah.
anyway.
And I got 300-ish words. I was trying to just connect a little like end of a scene into a new scene, so those transitions are always a little slower for me to figure out how to work it in. So a little slower.
Is this still in I mean, we're not calling it Project Gemstones anymore, are we? It's the Lady Artificer now. But
title reveal.
Wait, you haven't revealed it? I'm so sorry.
Spoiler alert.
You heard it here first, folks, at 5:45 in the morning. No, it's okay.
The title out. I'm so sorry.
No, I can't. I honestly can't remember. But yeah, that is what I'm working on. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for that too because I'm still reading part 1. So
please take your time.
How late are you?
Hashtag late. So late. Well, yeah. The middle has been rough because I am going through this section where I am not really getting to use a lot of what I had in the 0 draft, and I left out a lot of stuff that turns out I need to add. So it's kind of a combination of needing to grow it a lot and expand a lot and not getting to use anything that I had before. So I really feel like once I get... What's that?
I felt the middle is always hard to figure out. I mean,
It's
personally,
so it's so hard. It's way harder than it has a right to be, honestly. But I think the last third, once I get through this midpoint, will just like fly. I think a lot of that will stay the same. So fingers crossed. Just have to get through this
I'm
section.
excited.
Let me see. Madison was asking if you had a good sprint, Stig, you had a good long face palm.
Oh, that was just my reading position. This is how I read on my phone, because I just download all the books to the Kindle app, because that's just, I don't know, more manageable than a document on my laptop.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just having a read. That's why I was face palming. Not because I was face palming, but I was supporting my big brain.
Just using all of our brain cells.
Yeah, all the gray matter.
Did
Yeah,
we have a
Edgar-
puppy appearance and I missed
Edgar
it?
came to say hi. He pushed the door open, so I put him on my lap for a minute. But he was very. He just came back from his walk, so he was panting a lot and just.
Oh,
It's hot in London at the moment, so
I
I
want
bought
to see
him
the
I
puppy.
just bought him a cooling mat, but we need him to figure out that he needs to lie on it for it to work.
Oh, I want a cooling mat for humans.
Yeah. Well, you can buy them, and then you can just sit on it, and actually, it'll do.
That's true.
It'll cool your butt.
Oh, I feel the love. Happy Pride. Oh, Wallace is here. Oh my gosh, it's even earlier for Wallace. My goodness. And good evening to Grace.
So all the time zones. That's a lot.
Pirate Haven in space. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
We have a lot of love for Project Space Princess right now.
I'm talking a bit more about it now on my Instagram, which I finally decided to transform into a writing Instagram, because I had just completely given up on Instagram. I was just like, I don't like the way that it functioned in the book reading sphere, which was very like follow for follow and things like that. And so I never really tried the writing, version of it, because I was like, maybe it's the same. But now I'm like, okay, I have more writing friends who are on Instagram now, so I'm just gonna put more like quotes and little reveals and snippets and things. Yeah.
I love the snippet you posted today. It was very good.
I want all
If you
the
don't follow
snippets.
Malin,
I haven't posted one today. I think it's the one I posted yesterday, but I'll do one today as well, since I think I'm going to try every time I write a scene. I'm
the
going
one
to try
about the murder. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
For some reason, I just got like 5 Malin posts in a row. So I was like, oh, she's rebranding. Oh, that's already content out. Oh, okay, great.
Literally, I just put all of them at once, just so that it had like the beginning of the Instagram looks better. It's just like this 6 posts, and then I'll do it slower.
But also, I went through your Bookstagram, and you take some really aesthetic pictures of books. I like them.
Yeah, but it was a lot of effort, and I think that's why I slowly gave up on it. I was just like, I can't be arsed to take nice aesthetic pictures, do the edits and everything, and I was just like, I don't have time for this.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're receiving comments on the background.
What background?
It's perfectly normal. It's where he lives. What do you mean?
Stig is a nurse, obviously, so
This makes perfect sense. Thank you. Not all too hard.
Oh no.
Oh no, I'm so sorry I revealed the title.
No, it's okay. I probably actually said it in a vlog at some point.
Anna's just like, it's okay, and there's a single tear strolling down her cheek.
the smiling with one tear emoji.
Yeah.
He's like deleting the video of the reveal that she had planned and everything. And
yeah, when you watch this back, it'll have just like a technical difficulties.
I mean, there's been a few trouble streams that we've edited because of like slip-ups.
It happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
It's live, folks. It's all right.
The dragon movie.
Spent about 18 minutes doing more character design. That's cool. I wish I could draw. My goodness.
Are you gonna share the character design.
Colin.
Colin?
Operator standing by. Thank you, Madison. Say hi to your cousin for me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
World traveler.
Yeah. Jet set over there.
Globetrotter.
You skipped the hey Slizzer comment from
Oh. Hey, Lisa. Can't miss us. Hey, Lisa. I can't even say it.
Yes, Lisa.
Thank goodness. Oh, you will. Oh my gosh. Well, if you first of all, get in the Discord, and second of all, try Fiverr. I've heard a lot of people can get beta reads on Fiverr for very, very affordably, and maybe it would even be even more subjective or objective, even more objective. That's what I mean.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't talk. I'm sorry.
I think this was in reference to the Trouble streams.
Oh, yes.
Lisa, I still want to see that.
That's still very
That sounds
cool.
great.
Hello, Aang. Oh, and this is my friend Nick. Say hi to Nick.
Hi, Nick.
Hi, Nick.
What are you doing at work? Get out of there.
Get out of there. No work lurking. JK, that's all that I do. Miss Worldwide.
I'm just picturing a mix of Pitbull and Wallace now. It just doesn't mash up.
Oh my gosh, Katie, I
Do
think
an
I need
Animorph-
a Wallace and Pitbull edit.
Do an Animorph, like change from Wallace to Pitbull.
But not the regular Wallace. You know, the Where is Wallissimo Wallace.
Yeah.
Which one is that? There's so many.
There's so many.
Not Ghost Wallace.
Love good Ghost Wallace.
Yeah. I also put a little update question in the chat. So do we want to quickly just go around and do a little project update, like where we are, what we're working on this weekend? Because I haven't got to chat with you guys about your projects in a while.
What's the question? Is it just like give an update?
Just talk to me, Malin.
Sorry.
What you doing?
It's not even 5 a.m. for me. Like, I should be earlier than that, shouldn't I? Currently, I have figured out a lot of my outline for Space Princess project while I was on holiday, and I feel like it's just the perfect timing to do that kind of thinking is when you're not working during the day and then trying to write and scramble up to write in the evening.
Yeah.
I prefer to do that when my brain is just completely off work. So I try to do as much of that as possible, and now I feel more confident in writing a bit more of it. But I'm still I'm 40,000 words in or so, 43K.
Nice.
So I think I'm about halfway through. There's probably quite a lot that still needs to happen, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And obviously I'm querying the art of summoning demons, but that's going to be a lot of waiting game. A long waiting game. And that's it. I'm not really doing anything for the other projects right now, so that's
querying and drafting is quite enough on your plate, I think.
Yeah, but I would say this is like I expect it to be a lot more. Oh, every time I'm going to get a rejection, I'm going to be super depressed and I can't write and everything. But I'm actually fine because I'm just like, well, it's just not for them, and that's fine. I don't know. I feel better about it than I expected I would.
Good.
What's your sign again?
Aquarius. I have a lot of Virgo, so I'm pretty grounded as an Aquarius.
I just watched Caitlin's new vlog, and she said something similar, like the rejections weren't like getting to her, and I was like,
I've got it on my long list of things to watch later.
How many queries
talked a lot about the querying journey, so you could probably relate.
Yeah.
How many have you sent out so far?
20 and some. There's a few that I've sent to the UK as well, but there's really not as many. I think it's like 4 or 5 to UK ones. It's a little bit. Some of them are a little bit more complicated for the UK ones, but yeah, it would make sense if I could get an agent in the UK, because I think most of my future books are a little bit more set in like London and things like that. It's just that one that I'm currently querying is set in the US, but as someone who lives in London, it would make more sense. So I don't know.
Yeah.
There's just not as many online. Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, we'll see.
How about you, Violet?
Well, I have been this year, since this spring, trying to be like a one project girly with my YA witch project, Black Cats, White Lies. It's my long suffering project. Like, it is long suffering.
That title, though, I'm still not over it.
That's the working title.
Girl, keep it.
That actual phrase, Black Cats, White Lies, is the last line of the blurb. That's where I pulled the nickname from. So the real title I don't want to reveal yet, and I'm definitely not telling it to Malin.
Do not tell me your titles. I will just learn them.
So I do still use that phrasing in the blurb because it is cool.
Wow.
But I'm going on a writing retreat next week with Anne and Nina. So I've been doing like pre-writing retreat. Yeah.
Where was my invite, you horse?
Oh, I thought she invited you.
How dare!
Actually, I'm pretty sure she did.
Not even once.
Okay, my bad.
I'm sorry, this is back, like, you know that meme of Ellen DeGeneres asking...
Yes. No, Ellen, that is not correct.
Actually, Ellen, we did send you an invite.
Oh.
Well, this is like we talk about it. Like, we've talked about it on streams before. It's not a secret that we're going on a retreat.
I mean, I don't watch any of your streams, so I wouldn't know.
Exactly.
I guarantee Wallace is going to show up, but no Stig.
Yeah. That sounds really fun, though. I'm going on a writing retreat. Well, a retreat. Not a writing retreat necessarily this summer, so.
Nice.
I'm all retreated out for this year.
I love that for you guys.
Yeah, so I've been doing like pre-retreat boot camp every day, trying to get so that I have something to work on, because like I kind of want to be revising while I'm there. So I thought, I'll just get as much like word vomit out now, and then I can make it pretty while I'm there. So
very fun.
That's exciting.
I'm so excited for you. And a 5K day. Whew. That's awesome.
Couldn't be me.
Steve?
Me, Jesus?
Would you like to go ahead?
Yes, I would like to go ahead. Yeah, I'm working on Project Sunflower, the eternal project that she's in it for the long game, much like Violet's project. I think I've been working on this for like almost 2 years, and I'm just over it, but I also want to really, really, really finish it. So yeah, I have a title for it now. That's not Project Sunflower.
Just don't tell me.
Do I want to tell it? Why not? I mean, no one's going to watch this on the reback.
This is the reveal stream.
Yeah, the reveal stream. It's called The Last Ember. So we'll see.
I like it. The Last Ember.
That's so good.
That is really good.
And where are you in the project right now?
Oh, in the project, I am on chapter 2.
Nice.
Yeah, I've written a 0 draft last year, and then I've been going through it this spring, so I haven't really been writing anything. But now I'm hoping to get back into it for quarter 3. So
got this.
I'm slowly like getting back into the habit of writing.
Awesome.
So that's what I'm trying to do.
Do we need to do another 5 a.m. challenge for you, Stig?
Maybe. Maybe it's time. I haven't seen Leonie for a while, so that would be nice.
Leonie, where is she?
R.I.P. I don't think she's dead or anything, but
She's just disappeared.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's how you start saying something as a joke, but then you can't stop. That's how R.I.P. has come for me, because I'm like, it's a joke, but I can't stop. Like anytime we mention someone, it's like R.I.P. She's not dead or anything, but
she's not here.
Yeah.
And yeah, for me, I'm just revising. I finished Project Gemstone in my first draft in April and have been revising as fast as I humanly can, which
You
turns
did
out
it.
is not that fast. But yeah, I'm probably about, oh gosh, I don't even know, maybe like, well, it's hard for me to say a word count because I have the whole like 70K thing dumped in and I'm just like going through it. So I'm
Would you?
on,
But you know pretty much where you are at in the story. If it's like
yeah,
midpoint, or
yeah, I'm at the like end of the middle, if that makes any sense. And so I'm at this section that I just can't wait to get out of. And then it's hopefully, I always say this about the middle, the end of the middle, where I just hate it. I want to get through it so much.
is the middle? That's like fun and games, right? Or would you say fun and games starts
That
after?
the end of the middle would be like, what is it? Bad guys close in,
Yeah,
Dark
Right,
Night
yeah.
of the Soul, that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
That's
yeah,
after fun and
exactly.
games.
So stuff's getting real bad for my character. So it's fun in that regard.
You're not allowed to make it too bad because it's cozy. Keep it cozy.
Yeah, it's not all that bad, but for her it's not a good time. Let me scroll back up here because we had a couple of project updates that I want to get to. Marta said, getting back to the project site sequel after a 2-month writing break, I started rereading 4 chapters a day on Monday. Today I have 3 chapters left to read and then I can start writing again.
Nice.
Wow, 4 chapters a day. That is awesome. And Katie's working on Lake Actually. As always, I've finished up a couple random scenes that just needed to be tapered off, and now I actually have to like write new things. Ooh, I feel that so much right now.
But I thought Katie
can
was
do
like
it,
a
Katie.
drafting queen. Like I thought that's what she thrives at.
I don't think she likes drafting. I also don't think she likes revision. I also don't think she likes querying.
Oh, she just doesn't like writing at all.
The thing is, I
Yeah.
don't think any writer really likes writing. Like, I think we all kind of hate it actually a little bit.
I spent like 3 hours yesterday, like convincing myself to start writing. And then once I started, like, oh, this is fine. Why like this is fine.
We all like the idea of writing, but then when it comes to actually writing, we're like, no, I liked when I was imagining myself writing with a coffee and just like the perfect setup, and then you make it, and then you're like, I don't want to write.
See, my favorite part was like today when I was reading over what I wrote. I was like, oh, I have all these words. Like, look how cohesive this is.
I love this journey for you, Violet. I truly do.
I mean, it wasn't that cohesive, but like compared to like the bar of what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. I hate writing, but I love having written. That's what I usually say. Yeah. So
I forget, is that like a
it's like
Virginia
working
Woolf
out.
quote or
I hate the
something?
thought of working out, but I love having worked out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
We've got some love for your query journey. Black Cats, White Lies, Girly Pop, I'm obsessed.
I mean,
So
that is
good.
just a title ready to go.
Yeah, no changes, no notes.
Yeah, no notes.
Trying not to be and abandon all my projects in 5 seconds, girly.
The Sims will do that for you.
Oh yeah.
Do any of you abandon project, or do you like keep at it?
I have
Because I think there's like a difference. Because I see that in chat, people like always working on new projects, and then other people are just like, we're working on the same book for 5 years.
Yeah, it seems like the two extremes. I don't know. I've abandoned 2 projects. No, 1 project before, which is just the very first book I wrote. And then when I tried to edit it, it was in French. When I tried to edit it, I was like, no, this is too much of a mess. It's just not going to happen. And in my head, I was like, it's good that story came out. You know, it needed to be out. And now I felt better about writing books that I didn't want to abandon. And then there's one that I will get back to one day. It's just been a long time, but I don't think of it as abandoned, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's archived.
Yeah. It'll come back.
I also don't think of any of my projects as abandoned. I feel like I have like 5 or 6 projects that I just hop between, and they're all in like various stages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's good to have, though. Then if you're like, I'm tired of the drafting process, I want to do editing. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm very much and this makes me sad, but I'm like a person that only has one idea at one time. And so if I abandon a project, I will have nothing to work on. So
That feels
unfortunately, I
healthy,
stick
though.
with them for longer than I should sometimes.
But it can still be healthy in a way, because you could also just have the opposite problem of people who are like, I constantly have plot bunnies and I constantly want to hop onto the
Yeah.
next.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good because I think I persevere and push through a project even when it's not working, because I literally have nothing else to my name. But I do wish that I like was one of those people that has a list of like, here's my 10 projects I'm going to write someday. I'm like, that is
You know
so
what? It's how I felt last year about having only the art of summoning demons. Is exactly the exact same feeling. And then I watched a video that Katie did where she was listing, I think,
yeah.
I can't remember. I think she was tier ranking her book IDs or
I
like
could never.
her sentences or something. I can't remember. And then I was like, my God, she has so many projects that are like happening. And it made me want to do the same. And then now I have Project Roses finished 0 draft and I'm writing a 3rd one. You know, like it was like a wake up of I need more.
Time to be
What
open
about
to
you,
other
Stig?
ideas.
Do you abandon projects, Stig, or do you keep at it?
I have one, like the first book I ever attempted to write. I think I got like through Act 1, and I was like, this is not working. Even though it was working, I just wanted this shiny new idea. And now I'm currently hating my shiny new idea. I'm like, oh, I have another idea I want to do. Should I abandon this?
Oh
And I'm
no.
trying not to abandon it. So yeah, but at some point you just, I don't know. I can never tell when it's good or not good to abandon a project. Like, I don't know. Is it worth sticking out, or is it worth just dropping it?
That's
And I can
one of
never
the
figure that
hardest.
out.
I think
But
it's
is it-
worth taking breaks, but that's
Yeah.
okay to go back to.
Exactly.
But the problem
There's
is I take
something
breaks all the
different
time.
between abandoning and like setting aside until you've had some headspace, you know, to think about it. That's it.
I don't know.
That's one of the hardest things, I think, as a writer to figure out, like when it's
Yeah.
time to move on.
Yeah.
Speaking of moving on,
We need to sprint.
I'm gonna get
Good
us in a sprint.
segue.
All right, here's our next 30 minutes. All right, good luck, everybody. that's all, folks. All right, that's the end of our second sprint.
Sorry, I've just been to the Discord and just seen the Animorph cover that Katie did.
Wait, I have not seen it.
While it's transforming into Pinball. It was pretty good.
Yeah. I'm feeling like it made, I have to say, it like gave me like a weird feeling because like I've already made the cover for the live discussion. I was like, oh crap, maybe I need to commission Katie to do it instead.
Yes.
Wow, what a work of art. Here, let me just pop this up. Amazing.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. And the thing is, like, this is exactly what those covers looked like. It's exactly
it. So good. I want to know how long that took. Excuse. So we know what Katie did with that sprint. How did everyone else do?
I did okay. I think I wrote about the same amount of words because I've just reached 510 words, so it's probably something similar, like 250 or so. I basically wrote a whole, like the scene I just wrote is the whole description of what my two characters are dressed like, because as I told you, they're going to this sexbot house, but they're known by this gang in the street of the pirate heaven, so they have to look different. And instead of like hiding, they're like, we're going to look 10 times more ostentatious, and so they're dressing up in this like maximalist pirate fashion that is basically like a pink tasseled cowboy hat and like cropped with patterns, and so I just took ages describing everything.
That's so creative. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to read this book. I hope you let me read your zero draft.
Yes, if you want, I will. I just feel like my zero drafts are always so messy that I'd feel really bad for anyone reading them.
How about you, Violet?
I just made lunch, so I'm eating it now.
Very good.
I had a snack. If anyone had snack on stream on their bingo card, I had a snack, and I was on video, so you can put it down.
Me too.
Yes.
Oh, you're muted, friend.
That's what I did. I got a notification on my phone that I had to apply for visa for the holiday. It turns out the visa lasts 2 years, so the visa I applied for last year is still going. So $21.
Wait, so where are you going?
I'm going to America again.
Oh,
Rude.
amazing!
Is that for your other writing retreat?
It's more a retreat anyway. I think of it as, but yeah.
Nice.
Getting back to the gang.
So did it be like, Violet, you didn't invite me to your retreat? Does he invite any of us?
It's not a retreat.
That's what I thought.
Likely story.
I mean, to be fair, I did a solo retreat. I didn't invite anyone. It was just for me. I was like, no.
You bitch.
Yeah, we're retreating to the beach, so that'll be exciting.
Oh, that's awesome. See the waves. That was a good sprint for me. I just got another couple hundred words. I'm also at a description point, which always makes me go so slow. I hate description.
You have to embody Balzac. You know, Balzac was paid by the word, and he was like, I'm going to write so much description, bitch. It's going to take 2 pages to describe this one chair.
That's actually like something that's making it difficult because I'm intending this to go on Vella where it is paid by the word.
Yeah.
And it costs the reader by the word. So not that it's like terribly much, like it's pennies, but in my mind, like that's the difference between maybe if it ends up being like 25 tokens versus 30 tokens. Maybe someone would be like, I'm dipping out because these episodes are getting too long.
I don't have any idea how this system works because like we still don't have Vella, and I don't know if we ever will have Vella anywhere else in the US.
I know. I hope they
What is Vella?
It's like this paid subscription service, I think, where you can read books by chapter. So it's like episodic. right?
Oh,
So yeah, it's not a subscription, but you read things in serial format. So you like buy a bundle of tokens and then you could spend your tokens on episodes of stories.
how does that affect your writing process in terms of like structuring chapters?
So I've tried to give like every episode a little tiny arc, and usually like groups of 2 or 3 episodes have a little arc as well. Like something that's the main focus of like 2 to 3 episodes, and then there's one overarching thing that goes through the whole season. But the
Oh,
main difference is that I try to end the episodes at a place where you really want to read the next one. That's the main thing.
does that differ from your normal writing, like structure planning
Well,
thingamajig?
I think that's been like a big lesson is like obviously now I understand like even books should do that, in my opinion.
I feel like anyone who ever wrote fan fiction first sort of does that in their books now, and I can't help myself
Mhm.
but leave tiny cliffhangers at the end of some of my chapters, sort of how I
Yeah,
would have done it back in the day writing fan
yeah.
fiction.
This was a really good like eye opener for me because I always ended my chapters on a very like conclusive note and not a page turner note.
Mm.
And I realized like
You
the books I
you
like
can
reading the
still
best make
you
you.
can probably do a mix of both. So I feel like if everything is a cliffhanger, it annoys people as well.
That's fair. Yeah, that's absolutely fair. It'll be a balance.
Yeah.
Let me see how everybody did.
Katie wrote, really thought you said ball sack, Malin, and I'm crying. Honoré de Balzac, please.
Oh my gosh. It's so early in the morning here. We don't have ears. Let me see. Wallissimo Bull. Or Bellissimo.
Oh.
942 words for Aang. Very good.
Amazing.
No Brain, Just Vibes, Arranged Marriage. My goodness.
That sounds great. I want to read that.
I'm here for it. Love it. A stunning half-hour nap. I'm so jealous. That's what I'm going to do ASAP.
If she doesn't come back from the next sprint, that's where you are at, napping.
Yeah, I gotta snack that sprint because my stomach is like, what day is it? What year is it? What time is it? What's going on? 350 words for Nick. Yay!
Thanks.
Very good. An ice cream for Kiko. 350 words for Randy. Retreating to the beach. We're not jealous at
Let's
all.
go to the beach.
No writing.
Dancing is outlawed, just so you know, Katie. So no writing.
Finally found a character design for the grandpa. I had trouble with it last stream. He has a face now. Need to fix the clothes, but a face. I'm glad. Marta will also be retreating to the beach by yourself.
Nice.
Do
I like
recommend.
solo.
That sounds nice. Madison made pancakes and added this magic welding cat into my draft. Are these, Malin, you might have to pronounce these names for me.
Are they meant to be like French pronunciation? So Volier or Roviel? Or is it more like a Anglicized pronunciation? I don't know.
I like them both.
Yeah, I like Roviel.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi, Nikki.
All right. And then I popped in a little question for us because I want to spread some optimism, positivity. I think we always end up talking about our struggles, but maybe we could just shine a light on something that we're really happy with our project right now, something that's going well, even if it's something small. Just to spread love.
I mean, I'm happy now that I've got an outline going forward. I think
Yeah.
you said it to me in a chat at some point, Anna, that I'm a headlights writer, and that's absolutely true. I just need to see a little bit of the road at the time, and it's now that I have a little bit more, I know where I'm going, and it's less scary. So I feel like that's going well, and I'm a little bit more actually getting words out. Well, if I don't have anything, and if I write after work or something, I'm struggling too much to figure out thinking process and writing process. I need to separate them.
Yeah.
So now that's going
Interesting.
well.
Awesome. I'm glad you learned that about yourself.
Yeah, I love that term. I never heard it before. I really like it.
I definitely relate.
I guess for me, what's going well is, I mean, I can obviously see like I'm leveling up my writing skills, just like every new project, new draft I come into. Like, I think I've gotten to a happy place of like my really messy zero draft, but like still in somewhat cohesive chapters, so that it's going to be easier for me going into the next draft, which is a problem I had before, where everything was just one big jumbled mess and like, or tiny little scenes, and like I didn't know where to chunk them together. Another strength I do think I have is I think, you know, you could also like frame this as an insult, like, oh, my prose is very basic. It's not really pretty, but I would like phrase it as like I have like a good like YA voice like for the market that I'm writing towards. And I also think this book is very like commercial, like traditional YA. Like it
I don't see that as an insult, because that's what I like
Oh.
to read, and that's how I write as well, I think. So
yeah,
I feel
it's all how you frame it.
yeah, it's true.
That's so awesome that you feel like you can see yourself improving and your drafting is getting easier. And I'm so excited for this book now.
And I'm really happy about characters in my novel and the themes. I think I have a really strong team going, and well, theoretically, let's see how execution goes. But like the thought and idea is there, I think, and I think, you know, it's something I really, really want to write. And now that I'm kind of nailed the theme, I'm really like motivated to write. So I just need to get back into the saddle of it.
That's exciting.
Do we get any hints about the theme?
I'm not sure. I'm working through something, so I'm putting some of that in my novel. So let's just keep it for the novel for now.
Oh shoot! You don't have like a trope or a vibe you could give us?
In terms of themes, I mean, obviously, parental trauma in any book is one of my faves. So there's definitely like some more like generational trauma going on.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I'm trying to explore, and it's been really fun so far.
Awesome.
Nice.
I think for me, kind of like what Violet was saying, like this experience revising this book versus the project I was working on last year has been so different and so much better. And I feel like I've evolved so much in how I draft so that everything goes so much quicker. Like the fact that like Malin is reading my second draft right now and it's in shape that's good enough for someone else to read is like shocking to me still.
I barely have any critique comments. Everything I've got is, oh, I love this. Oh, I love that.
And I don't know if that's just this project is a unicorn and it's just coming out really well, but it just gives me a lot of faith that I'm still getting better. So,
yeah. But I don't think it's a unicorn project. I think it's just, as Violet says, you improve every time you write more, right? Like every time you get into a new project, you've learned something of your own process from the previous one. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I outlined so much in a way that worked for me so much better when I was doing that zero draft. And that just helps so that not a lot really had to change. And I wasn't doing like wholesale, like rescaffolding of plot.
Yeah.
It was
That's
just
intimidating with like a big thing to try to restructure.
Oh, I hate that so much. I think people who enjoy that are people who enjoy editing, though. And some people do really enjoy that part of the process. But I prefer drafting to editing.
See, I love the revising that I'm doing now where like nothing is really changing, but I can just layer in all the like atmosphere and tone and dialogue and, all the fun stuff, and I don't have to do the thinking.
Yeah.
Same.
All right, everybody else had some more positive thoughts in the chat. So Katie said, despite my insecurities about this book, I do love how soft and romantic Blake actually is. I just have to not perceive myself. I love that for you. For Slisa, I like the pieces of concept I do have for the story. I find it fun to think about. Yeah, you got to like it first and foremost, right? For Randy, I'm just proud that I've stuck with one project for the relay. Also, I've written out the twist, and I actually love some of the lines I wrote. Yes.
It can be
That's
hard.
the best feeling.
Yeah. It can be
Yeah.
really hard to stick to only one project if you're not prepared in advance, I feel like, for these types of weekend. You can be like, oh, I'll just jump in here and there.
Yeah. That's so fun. This is my first time where I've tried to put little tiny twists in a project because I'm really not a twisty writer. So it's been fun, and Malin will have to tell me if they are at all effective. Madison, I just made a major breakthrough for the origination of my main rival, and it'll be a lot of work, but make for an overall way stronger story. So that's nice.
Nice.
Yay. We love breakthroughs. The foreshadowing in my story is going better than I thought. My main character is dead and in the afterlife, so to not immediately spoil the reason of death and everything is quite hard, but moving through, it's good. Wow.
What?
That sounds cool.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I saw, I didn't pull up your comment from earlier, but I think you said you're writing a historical fantasy, and I want to remember what the other piece of it was because it was so good. Oh, shoot, I lost the comment, but I'm into this project. I'm into it.
That sounds fun as well for historical fantasy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really interesting topic to explore. Yeah.
Thank you.
Generational trauma. Yeah, that one is in my project as well, but hopefully in a I don't know if it can be made cozy, but I'm trying.
Mhm.
It
Okay.
helps when you're not going for a cozy vibe when you explore trauma.
Probably does. Okay, yes, here it is. Historical fantasy with Korean mythology in the Korean afterlife.
That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, that
Wow.
sounds super cool.
Another zero draft I'm ready to read immediately. All right, well, we have just a little bit of time left, so I'm going to do a 20-minute sprint to finish us up. What do you guys think?
Sounds good.
I'll allow it.
He's meant to keep us in check.
Yeah.
I mean, so far we are on track, so there's no checking
Just
needed.
barely. Let me just get this timer to 20 minutes.
I mean, we've probably written more this stream than we've done like the last 3 months on the Troublemaker channel. So
That's what I'm here for. All right, good luck, everybody. All right, inspiring. That was the end of our sprint. Our last sprint.
Wow.
All right, how did we do?
Sorry, I'm literally just calculating the words because I'm putting them in my little tracker.
Yeah.
I've reached 962 words for the day so far.
Woo!
Wow, well done. And it's only like barely noon.
Yeah, so I'm pretty happy. So like almost 1,000.
That's amazing.
Maybe you
that-
could be a size queen one day too, Malin.
do you know what? I don't really want to claim it because I'm not consistent size queen, but I will say that during my mini retreat, I wrote 10K in one weekend. So I am a size queen for just that one weekend.
Do you consider
The rest
yourself a
of the
micro
time-
prince then?
The rest of the time, I'm a micro prince.
I think
that's
it's
why I'm
like-
a tester.
It's like when you hit like a bestsellers list, like once a New York Times bestseller, always a New York Times bestseller. You can put on your book covers for the rest of time.
I'm a one-time girly.
One time did a 10K.
Yeah.
That was
And
good.
I don't need any time to calculate the words because I wrote 0 words. What I did was I watered my plants, and then
Ooh.
what did I do?
Sorry, you just said that, and I'm like, I need to water this bitch right next to me.
Yeah. Oh, and then I added my unused plants to the app that I use to keep track of my plants.
Oh, what's the app?
It's called Planta, Planta, and
Okay.
it keeps reminding me to water the plants. As you can see, it reminds you, but you're not. Nope.
Oh.
As you cannot see. This is going to be really glaring for anyone who has migraines. You probably should look away. But as you can see, it reminds you to water, but that does not mean you have to water.
Oh, that's cool. I need that.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, you're 5 days late on everything.
This is only 4 days late,
Okay.
and I just watered them, so I can check them off.
Nice.
The one behind you looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, this one, she's
Yeah.
giving. She's persevering. Oops, what is this? Yep. Yes.
It looks like the top leaves are a little bit more lively, so maybe they're getting more sun or something.
Probably. She used to be behind the corner, but then I moved her because she like half the side is just withering away. But she goes on a moss pole. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a moss pole in here. And
Cool.
it goes all the way up, and then the branches just fall all the way down back to the floor. Because I don't know how to care for plants.
Neither
I
do
would love to
No.
know what kind of plant that is.
I will tell you, because that is also part of the app. It's called the Golden Photos.
Oh, very
like
good.
that.
Yep.
Wow,
So-
it's huge.
I've got only 2 plants in my flat, and one of them is a friend who left for Australia gave me her plant to take care of, and it's still alive. I will say that.
Yay!
Literally, I have a friend that's moving, and she asked me if I could take care of a plant. So that's, I don't know if you can see her on the shelf there, but she
Yeah, I
also
can see.
goes all the way from the top and all the way down to the floor, and she drapes.
Oh, I
Wow,
love
that's
that.
amazing.
I've killed
Yeah.
all my plants since we moved into this house because it's so dark, and
Yeah.
it's really sad.
Oh,
The scary thing is that my friend wanted the plant back when she comes back in like a couple of years, and I'm like, I make no promises, bestie.
you just
Oh,
need to
my
buy a
bad.
smaller one. Just buy
Years
the
is a
smaller
long
one.
time.
Yeah. But like, I swear it's the same one. I don't just
Yeah.
buy it.
This is definitely the same. You just don't recognize it.
I've trimmed it. Don't worry about it.
We lost a violet. She had to depart, but that's all right.
I
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
I didn't see the message initially, so I counted her as my one of the host drops off screen. I'm gonna keep that because no one else
Yeah.
is gonna drop the screen,
Keep it.
which gives me 1 bingo. So I'm like, I'm keeping it.
Ooh, congratulations.
We have a Paris. Hello.
Bonjour, ça va?
She shall appear.
It's like we summoned her.
Yeah. 227 words for Randy. I think I'm awake enough to get back into drafting. Wish I could say the same.
Anna is just about awake enough to go to bed again.
I am awake enough to walk myself across the hall and go back to sleep.
Nice.
Uh,
Yeah, you've got some daytime light now, don't you? I feel like there's a difference in the lighting.
yeah, I do. I've reached that part
Oh,
of
I
the
can actually see you, Anna. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
at
great.
the beginning it was just all dark and moody.
sorry. Yeah, I've reached the part of the morning during like the second sprint where like it starts to get light and all the birds start chirping and you have that horrible feeling of like, oh my God, the day is starting and I am not supposed to be awake.
This is giving me trauma flashbacks of when I lived in Glasgow and I would go out at like night and then you'd like walk back from the club and it was like 3-4 a.m. and you'd hear the birds starting to sing and you'd be like, fuck.
You're like, no, I still need to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But the daylight will not stop me, I have a feeling.
Yeah, she can't hold you down.
I will take my nap. You can't stop me.
Yes.
And then, so my last question, just to close this off real quick, I like ending with this, is just to tell us about a piece of writing you enjoyed recently and think everyone should read. If you have read anything good recently?
I've just finished reading The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, which is a cozy fantasy.
Yeah.
A romance, and it was so cozy. It was the coziest of
Yay.
cozies. It was just, there weren't even low stakes. There were no stakes. I mean, there were some, but you know, they were so barely there on the surface. That was just like, this is for the anxiety girlies. This is good.
I love that. That one's been on my list. I'm excited. I think I'm going to save
Read
it
it.
for Halloween time.
It was just really, found family vibes were immaculate.
Oh,
So yeah, would
I
recommend.
love it. Love it.
And I will probably never shut the fuck up about A Day of Fallen Night. Absolutely one of my favorite books. Samantha Shannon, one of my favorite authors. It's so good.
Wow.
And yeah, 10 out of 10 would recommend.
You told me to follow her on Instagram, and apparently she's doing a tour in the UK bookstores in
I
August.
mean, you want to go, Malin?
Well, I haven't read any of her books, so I don't think I should go.
I mean,
I
this
really
is
have time to read
in
one
fall.
before.
I mean, I read, it's like 880 pages or whatever, and I read them in a month. So if I can read them in a month, then sure, Speedy Miss Malin can do her best to read it in a month.
I can read one of her novels before her tour in August for sure.
I'll just give you the cliff notes while we're headed for the venue. It's fine.
Just read it on the train, speed read.
And shall I make her sign it for Stig then? Yeah.
No, just keep it Samantha Shannon. That way I can pan it later if need be. Yeah, no personalized signatures, please.
Yeah, we got to pay the rent somehow.
Yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. 10 out of 10 would recommend. If you like fantasy, if you like strong female characters, if you like good shit, then read it.
She writes more like high fantasy, right? Is it more like epic?
It is very epic high fantasy.
Yeah, that's not really a genre I normally read, but I did read Fourth Wing, which was very heavy romance and like an easy read, and I enjoyed it. And then I was like, oh, maybe I could enjoy a bit more high fantasy because
it has romance in it, but romance is not the focus.
Yeah.
And it's not an easy read. It is messy, depressy. But if that's your style, then it is not for the anxiety.
I'm gonna stay in the cozy realm, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed it.
Nice.
When I'm not intimidated, I will pick them up if I ever get brave.
What about your piece of writing, Anna?
I think so. I was going to recommend. I read this book for the May Chaos Rain Challenge in May, where we had to read a book with ocean on the cover. So I picked up Summer of Salt, and I absolutely loved it. It's perfect for Pride Month. It's just this really sweet, like YA story that's magical realism. So it's like set on this island where there's magic, but everyone just kind of accepts that this island is different from the rest of the world and weird things happen there. And it's just like this short little story of like the summer before these two sisters go off to college and like the magical weirdness that's happening on that island. But it was just so soft and precious and made me so emotional.
In a sad way? Is it a sad story or is it happy?
No, it's not sad. It's just really like sentimental, you know, it's about like coming to when one phase of your life ends and another begins, and, you know, leaving the place where you grew up. Yeah, it's very sweet.
I've been getting so many like reels on Instagram of students like having their last day at school, and you know, a lot of
Yeah.
them it's just like college really does end on like a random Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's very like bittersweet. So I think that's a good concept for a book. What do you call that?
Summer of Salt. I think Katrina Leno is the author's name.
Oh, doesn't she write horror? I feel like her name rings a bell.
Let me do a
Maybe
quick
it's someone
Google.
else with a similar name. Yeah, she wrote Horrid,
Oh, you're right. Wow, the
which I
covers could not be
remember.
more different.
I think I just follow a few YouTubers who read a lot of horror books, and I feel like that's where I remember the name from. Yeah. Cool.
We've got a lot of good recommendations in the chat, which I'll go through quickly, but everyone make sure you have your pens out and write down anything that sounds good. We have Madison said, this is my obligatory babble shame moment. If you still haven't read it, you know who you are specifically on the stream.
I haven't. I don't plan on reading it. It's too big.
Too big. That is an intimidating book to me,
Yeah.
for sure.
But a gorgeous cover though. I would read
Yeah.
Babel just on the cover.
It is
Yeah.
really beautiful. Yeah. Oh, I read that one too. I'm glad my mom died.
I'm
It
glad
was
it's
also an
audio.
audiobook.
Yeah, that one's
It's
on
a-
my library list for sure.
Yeah, it is. I agree with her. It's a bit heavy. And also, if anyone reads the Paris memoir, it's also quite heavy. People wouldn't, I'm sure a lot of people don't expect it to be, but it is heavy, heavy. Like, I thought it was heavier than I'm glad my mom died.
Wow. Goodness.
Well, maybe it's also because that doesn't, I'm glad my mom died, like, doesn't trigger me in any way, because I have a really good relationship with my own mom.
Yeah.
But the Paris memoir is more about, like, you know, the abusive system of those schools that she was sent by her parents to. And it's a lot of, like, torturing children, basically, stuff. So,
Yeah. That's
So it should be
rough.
something for Wallace.
Paris is recommending Marlena by Julie Button. The first chapter is a masterclass in characterization, tension, and book openings. Oh,
Ooh.
that's a good writing lesson. Sounds good. We have a recommendation for the Murderbot Diaries.
Yes. There's also a cozy aspect I find to the Murderbot Diaries, even though it's not, you know, like it's sci-fi and there's stuff happening, there's action, but the cozy aspect is that the character feels like they know what they're doing at all times. So you never really worry about them failing. And so it lowers the stakes in a way.
That's interesting. You always feel like you're just along for the ride and the characters, you can...
And you're just like, oh, they'll
Yeah.
sort that. That's fine.
Yeah,
I don't
they
think
can
that's a
steer their way
situation.
through it all.
Yeah.
And a really great audiobook is Crying in H Mart. Yes, I've heard this one as well. This one was on the list for my book club at work. And we went
You have a
with,
book club?
yeah, we're just starting it. So we'll see. Hopefully some people will read the book, but we all voted and we picked Before the Coffee Gets Cold. So
Oh.
we'll do that one. And then maybe we'll do Crying in H Mart another time. But that was on the list.
I mean, I work in an agency of 6 people, 3 of which are men who only watch football as a hobby. So I don't think I'm going to manage to start a book club, unfortunately.
Book club of 1. That's okay. That's what YouTube is for. All right. Well, with that, do we want to do some outros and let people take a little break before the next stream?
Yeah, I am Malin. I try. You can find me on YouTube and now Instagram for the first time in a long time. Yay, that's it.
And I'm Stig. I'm a professional hot mess, more messy than professional these days, but getting back into it. And you can also follow me on Instagram for anything but writing related content, really. But yeah, I also stream every Friday with the Troublemakers. So go catch that. It's usually a good time.
It often
Yay.
is.
Thank you guys both so much for being with me and getting me through the morning stream.
I'm
Thank you so much for
very
having
proud of
us.
you.
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
also had Violet. She's on the channel Writing Violet. She also runs the Nostalgia Train Book Club. And there is a Discord for that. So if you want to read Animorphs with us, please come join the fun. And I'm Anna Robbins. I'm a fantasy writer who sometimes makes videos. Those are usually like long form writing vlogs. I have one sitting that has not been edited yet because I am trying to revise this book as fast as possible. It's a writing vlog where I go to a co-working space and try to write in a co-working space and see how that affects things. And if I get around to editing it, you will see it at some point. So anyway, thank you all so much. Have a good rest of your relay, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Toodles.
Nice.